I always loved that famous beginning of Saturday Night Sports or whatever that was on ABC. And it always had this scene of this one dude who just biffed it skiing down this hill on a ski jump or something. And he ended up with like 60 broken bones or something. And once in a while they'd pull him out and do an interview with him. Yeah, that really sucked. Yeah, it really sucks that you show it every year, too. Every Olympic. Are you ready to rumble? It's time to shut up because it's time to start this week's episode of The List Game.
The List Game.
This is your host, Daniel French. This is a conversational improv game. Each of our panel members has a list of topics and or phrases that were drawn from the chicken hat. Their goal is to sneak those topics and phrases into the conversation with a tangent. Another member of the panel can call you out, saying, "That's on your list." If they're right, they get a point. If you bluffed or if they're just wrong, you get a point. The List Game is listener supported. Join the List Game community at www.patreon.com/listgame. To contact the List Game crew, email listgame@cox.net, COX. Please subscribe to the podcast, rate us, and leave a review. And I'm going to bring in the people. We have to my left our senior resident, Mr. Rod Diaz. That's not age. Our almost newest candidate, Kathy Lieberman.
Hello.
The hell is what I get. And we got a newbie in the crowd today, Mr. Rasmus.
Hello, hello.
Woo. What do you say your last name is?
It's Nilsalud.
Yeah, that. Nilsalud.
Don't ever try it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Just think of Neil Young sliding into home base. Neil Slid.
Neil sliding in.
Sliding into something.
And that voice you all know is the great Blake Benlin. All right, we're going to bring it on in. This is this week's List Game topic. Celebrity fantasy sports teams. Pick your sports and pick your players. Just don't draft any actual athletes. Crime drama football team, sci-fi soccer, spaghetti western baseball, you name it, you figure it out, do what you want to do. Let's get it on!
I think we need a water polo team that consists only of Adam Sandler characters. It's all just characters Adam Sandler has played in movies. You've got Billy Madison, Little Nicky, Happy Gilmore.
The water boy playing water polo.
Exactly.
Oh, somebody help me, I can't swim.
Etc., etc. You've got his character from Punch Drunk Love, the water boy, of course. I think it would be an absolute disgrace to the sport, but entertaining nonetheless.
My first sport is from a famous movie from the late 70s called Rollerball.
Oh, yeah.
Which was much like roller derby skating, only there was a score thing on each side that you had to throw this huge metal ball bearing into. And while they were skating around, they also had all kinds of weapons and stuff on them, and they would slam it into each other and make blood all over the place. Well, who's gonna play Rollerball? The Fraggles, of course.
The Beavers.
Moki slamming people in the back of the head, and that giant trash heap just lets itself spread out when anybody's catching up, so they just biff into the trash and they're just covered in rotting fruit and stuff.
I'd watch.
Okay. I'm just going to throw it out there. How about some football with William Dafoe and Klaus Kinski? Klaus Kinski, some weird dogs.
Now, let's get a little more intricate. What position is William Dafoe playing on this football team?
What position? Doggy stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's the guy that hikes the ball.
Yeah, actually.
He hikes it somewhere.
It'll have to be Klaus
Well, he's got to bend over, you know.
Klaus Kinski receiving it from William Dafoe.
Crazy.
And then they switch. So, yeah.
Well, being the Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe is accustomed to throwing pumpkin bombs. So
Was he the
throwing
Green Goblin?
Yeah,
Oh, my
yeah, in the
goodness,
original
I didn't know.
series with
Sticking
Sam
out that
Raimi.
pumpkin and he's doing some goblin.
Yeah.
I got one. I was thinking duck hunting with the Trump family.
With our special guest this week, Dick Cheney. Stay behind him, Darnold. Don't walk to his left.
Who do these ducks think they are? Waddling around, quacking all the time.
So they have that lady,
joking.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders is like, she's loading the guns, oiling them up, giving it to him.
I bet she knows all about how to oil a good shaft.
Oh, she gets pointers from Kellyanne Conway.
So Blake, how does Trump do
Conway's
his
one of the
quack,
targets.
his quack sound?
He has somebody else do it for him.
No, come on, let's hear it.
He has Mike Pence do it for him.
Quack, quack.
Mike, come on. Let's hear you quack. Okay, Donald. Quack. Quack.
I like it. Oh, something's coming out of there.
I quacked from the other end. That's okay. I love ducks. I love webbed feet. They're the best semi-aquatic birds. The best. Pelicans have nothing on ducks.
I've got Scarlet Johansson as a running back in my football team. Andre the Giant is quarterback. And their favorite play, because in this football game, instead of a pigskin, we use an actual salami. And their favorite play is hide the salami.
Oh,
I think we should replace the salami with the fabulous Sam Mullany.
I think Sam would approve of that.
Yeah, the fabulous Sam Mullany, even though it is celebrity sports, and he is a celebrity,
Truly.
he can't be one of the players. He has to be either the ball
That's what I'm suggesting.
or the goal.
He's the salami.
I'm saying he's the salami.
okay, well then, if that's the case, besides Scarlett Johansson, there should be Kevin Spacey as the other running back.
To catch some salami?
I bet
some
Kevin
salami.
Spacey would love to catch Sam Mullany.
We give Sam one fighting chance. Just one fighting chance. We also have Frodo. And on some plays, Frodo hands Sam the ring, the one ring. It's like, dude, you can make it this time.
Watch out for Kevin, man. His hands go where they want to.
And where are the little pigskin nuggets that are going to be hidden inside when he carries them across the goal line?
Pigskin nuggets?
Pigskin nuggets, is that on your list?
Yes! I introduced that too quick.
I got a bluff pun.
It wasn't too quick. You didn't-
I think we need a badminton team with Carrie Underwood, only instead of using a racket to hit the birdie, she uses her teeth.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there. I mean, I've always wanted such a team. Do alternative sports like, say, Twister or hide and seek count?
If you can make it a contact situation.
Oh,
Twister is a
anything could be made a
contact
contact
situation.
I got it. Hula hoop battles.
Use your hula hoop to hit each other?
Why not?
With like some
Have
of them
razors on the
yeah,
outside.
Yeah, there you go.
You know? Chicka, chicka, chicka.
Vin Diesel? He seems like a hula hoop champ.
Oh, my hula hooper is going to be David Letterman.
David Letterman.
He's got something to say with every swipe. Who else? I'm going cartoon characters on you guys. We got to go back to Dora the Explorer. With her hula hoop, she can take out David Letterman below the knees.
Like curling with like maybe.
Curling's not a sport.
It could be a sport. It's totally a sport. It's good. It's going on right now.
Makes me curl up with my
South Korea.
pillow and fall asleep.
But like Guardians of the Galaxy doing. It'd be fun.
Ooh, with Groot, man.
Rocket.
You can
what I'm
cheat,
saying.
sneak your roots under the ice, and give it a little lift whenever you need to.
Rocket will build something that'll tell them the exact trajectory and force that they need.
Who the hell's Rocket? Oh, he's a
raccoon.
Rocket's the yeah.
Bradley Cooper.
Freaking rodent.
That's a derogatory term
He
for
really
his
wouldn't
people.
like that. He really wouldn't like that at all.
Only he can use that word.
That's right.
The R word.
I had to go back to Kevin Bacon because you were worried about his hand. Somebody said, it's like, no, man, you got to remember, he's famous for Footloose.
No, not Kevin Bacon. I said Kevin Spacey.
Oh, well,
Kevin
that's even
Bacon's
better
good, too.
because
Yes.
he was
Yeah.
Kaiser Soze and he was Verbal Kent, so he's really got the Footloose going on.
Yeah. Besides
He's a bit more loose than we want him to
the
be.
third Footloose.
Only with the young gentlemen.
I gotta say, one thing he brings into the football game is his invention of the Velcro jock strap.
For the quick release.
Is that on your list?
Yes, that's
Legs on fire.
I am. Oh no! Somebody put me out. Pour beer on me.
sport.
I think we should have a hide and seek competition between Waldo and Carmen Sandiego. See who wins.
See who wins. Who can I do
It'd
best?
go on forever. I think whoever wins is the one who lives the longest.
That's right.
Whoever dies first loses.
Or gets found.
Maybe Waldo just sits at the very top of the Eiffel Tower, waiting.
So is hide and seek competition on your list?
No.
Oh, damn it!
Blake is
I gotta go. I gotta go to the bottom before I can get to the top.
I've always wanted to see that
That's what she
Where's
said.
Waldo book. It's like the last Where's Waldo book where he hides in this place and nobody ever finds him and he like suffocates or starves to
Dies.
death or something.
That'd be great.
That happened to me one time, and I was behind a bush, and I rolled on some dog poo, and I just felt like, this is it.
Can't get out.
Not only won't one find me,
find
I
me.
rolled in dog shit.
All right, I'm going into halftime.
Love movies?
Love MoviePass?
Don't know what MoviePass is?
Well, you're in luck because there's a new podcast dedicated to all things MoviePass.
The MoviePass Pod is hosted by a father and son team
Keith and Noah.
who love movies. We talk MoviePass news, advice, review movies, and a bunch of other fun stuff. We're trying to watch 100 movies in theaters in 2018 with the help of MoviePass. Will we make it? I don't know, but we're gonna have fun trying. You can find the MoviePass Pod on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, or your favorite podcast app on both iOS and Android. Our official site is themoviepasspod.podbean.com. We also have a WordPress site where you can find all our totals, movie reviews, and other fun stuff.
Listen before Frozen in Carbonite.
Who's your
Halftime
halftime
show?
performers? Halftime show.
Halftime show. Okay.
It's Michael Jackson resurrecting from the dead.
Oh, they're gonna do that anyway, dude. They just did Prince, who
About,
specifically said he did not ever want that to happen.
Yeah.
But why should we listen to the dead, right?
That's right.
You can't do anything about it.
What are they gonna do? Come back and eat our brains?
In Prince's case, I think he would take the brains and go off with a David Chappelle wheel, and he would make them into pancakes that he served while they played basketball, which brings it back to the sports team of Prince and David Chappelle playing basketball while they eat brain pancakes.
Nice.
Oh, they eat
Thanks,
brain
Mike.
pancakes.
Nice.
Is that on your list?
No! Black point for me!
I'm just gonna keep going.
I'm going back to the duck hunt, though.
Okay.
Unless we got more halftime stuff to do. Oh, no, yeah, I do. I want the whole cast of Hee Haw to do the halftime show. And it's a game where we have combined football and baseball into the same game. Right? So somehow you gotta hit balls, you gotta run bases, you gotta run across goals, you gotta kick balls, you gotta knock each other down, you gotta tackle people, you gotta spit on the mound. It's football and baseball mixed together. But the halftime thing, you got the halftime hoedown square dance. We're all the
Is that on
teams-
your list?
Which part?
The halftime hoedown square dance.
Yes, it is. That's a point for Rod. I knew I'd never get
job.
that one in there.
I think.
I still want to see it.
But it is this mix of football and baseball.
I want to see that too. The mix of football and baseball.
So a
I think for-
touchdown and a home run stuff.
I like it. I'd like to see a baseball game where you tackle people.
My ideal halftime show is John Travolta reprising his role from Saturday Night Fever. I want to see him try and do the same moves with Adele Dazeem.
Nice.
Or
and
Idina
he's
Menzel,
wearing
as some
the
people
Barney
refer to it.
costume.
In the dark with glow sticks.
I just heard about Barney. He likes to that's the purple dragon, right?
Yes.
Dinosaur.
And they tried
Dinosaur,
glow
dinosaur.
sticks in many a halftime show in the past. Every time a disaster. Gets on the field, they always break. Football players try to come back out. They're sliding all over the place, and now they're glowing.
I think that's awesome.
But that means it fucks up
I
all
think
the...
we should have the entire thing in the dark with nothing but
Yeah.
glow sticks glued onto the participants.
We need
shoulder
a
pads.
whole glow in the dark league.
Yes, when the whole thing is just glow sticks.
My complaint
Is
was
that on your list, Blake?
No.
Glow in the dark league.
No.
Do I get a
Another one
point
for
for
me.
losing?
No, but I get a point for you losing.
You might get a half point for being close. I'll tell you why later. But I was going to say my complaint would be it messes up all the blockers, all the guys on the line, because we all know that they eat acid and mushrooms before the game. And so now they're seeing all these trails.
It's
while
alright.
they're trying to
Just
do their
inject
job.
them with like some Mountain Dew and they'll be fine.
This is what we need: a glow in the dark, hallucinogen, that is to say, driven league.
I love it. I love it.
How does
sounds-
Mountain Dew fit as a hallucinogen, I want to know.
Well, they're injecting it, so it goes
okay.
straight to the breaker.
Mountain Dew hallucinogens.
Only if you inject them.
Yes.
Only if you inject it.
That way nobody here can say, like, that doesn't work, because have you done it? Until you've actually injected Mountain Dew, don't tell me we're wrong.
Yeah, don't knock it till you try it.
That's right. That's right. So, I wonder if you can make a sport out of something like skipping stones.
Keanu Reeves, a soul stone skipper. Can't you just picture him standing on a lonely beach?
A skipping stones competition because I've seen on YouTube.
You mix
the
it with
longest-
water polo.
The longest skipping stones dude who, like, if you see his thing, it goes on forever.
Okay, so that's more like golf, where one player goes up at a time and they try to get their thing going on forever.
yeah.
Mix it with water polo that we started with, right? And now you're like trying to skip a stone across, like in hockey, to hit the other dude in the teeth and knock a few teeth out.
Or they catch it
so you can get the ball in the goal. So every player has a few nice, round, smooth stones in this little pouch on their side.
This is what we need: water polo, but instead of a ball, you just use stones.
Yes.
And you skip them along the surface of the
I
water.
love it.
And I think
I
we
love it.
also need, we need to throw in, robotic technology, cybernetic enhancements
Yes.
into this game.
Yes.
Like, we need some powered swim fins.
Absolutely.
Powered swim fins. Is it on your list?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm sorry I said that. That was spelled Geezus.
I think we should have waterfalls too, all around it.
In the
Certainly.
sport.
Yeah. During the whole thing.
Well, yeah, because you're going to be splashing all over the place, and the pool's going to go down in level, so the waterfalls refill the pool as
But
you play.
not regular water. It'll be blood orange Gatorade.
Is that on your list?
That was too easy, man.
Blood orange.
I was looking forward to the blood orange Gatorade getting mixed into the football. I got it. We're going back to the duck hunt, which is what I was about to do, because originally we had Donald Trump and his entourage there, right? With Dick Cheney, just to make it interesting. Duck!
Keep everybody on their
talking
toes.
about shooting a bird. Duck! Duck! Dick Cheney's here. Just duck the whole time. All right, but now you got to have the other side. You got to have the Democratic Party there too.
The Kardashians.
And they each start at different sides of the field. Oh, and the Kardashians is what they're hunting.
Yeah,
They're the ducks.
skip the ducks. No
Skip
ducks.
the ducks. We're shooting Kardashians.
Oh, yeah.
And you start on either side of the pond or the forest or whatever. The Republicans are on one side and Democrats are on the other, because they can choose to hunt each other, right?
But I don't think they want to hunt each other if
And
they
then
can't shoot the Kardashians.
You get extra points for actual physical mudslinging instead of like mudslinging in your campaign. You actually have to pick up some of that clay from the side of the river or the pond or whatever, and you got to nail Dick Cheney in the face with it so he can't see where you're coming at.
Who doesn't want to nail Dick Cheney in the face?
And instead, that way, instead of shooting him with your 22 from 40 yards or whatever, you get to run right up behind him and put your Glock to the back of his
Got a
head.
big splatter pattern on the wall.
Boom, score.
Lovely.
And the duck call
I just had
is...
to kill Dick Cheney, so I had to have that one.
The duck call is... Cosmetic surgeon right here.
That's also the Hillary Clinton call.
Once more for our viewers.
Is that on your list? No, I'm joking.
People listening to this don't know, but I didn't use a kazoo just now.
It was the handstand that gave it away.
The image is burned in my mind.
Nice Speedos, by the way, Blake.
Thank you.
I like that little brown spot. Nice touch.
Speaking of Speedos, the high dive. I got the high dive for you guys. And it is all with cartoon characters that are or movie characters, but characters, not the actual actors, that are made of something like rock or big and heavy, like the rock biter from the Neverending Story, Ben Grimm, the Everett Blue-Eyed Thing, the Hulk,
The Thing.
the Beast. Yeah.
What is the name of the rock guy in Galaxy Quest?
Dwayne Johnson.
No.
He's the rock guy
He's
in
the
everything.
Rock. Oh yeah, he's got to be in there too. He won't make quite as big a splash.
It's the Rock Thing.
All right.
Yes, it is just the rock.
No, and rather than having them diving off of big diving boards, we go back to Rod's skipping of stones. So now you've got even bigger guys. like the Titans from Thor are picking up Ben Grimm and then the Rock Biter, and they're just skipping them across the ocean.
What
When
about
we say they're skipping across the water, they're actually skipping. The Thing and whatnot are actually skipping like little girls across the water. That's what we mean by
You
skipping
gotta
stones
stand
in
at
this
the
case.
pinnacle of Florida, and the first one to hit Big Ben in London wins.
or how about just falling and how big their splashes can be? That could be. Oh no, it could be like a dive. It could
be
be
like a
rocks
tsunami.
diving.
So if it's a dive, you're doing your
No, but yeah, no.
cannonball.
Actually, the cannonballs. Yeah, the best cannonball, and how high maybe you can fall.
Is there a big rock
What
guy
about
named Cannon?
What
How-
about
that would be so
slip and
nice.
slide from a dive? They jump
Slip
off
and
a
slide from a
diving.
dive.
They jump off a diving board and then they slide.
Okay, hopefully the slip and slide is on a grade that goes downhill, because if you dive from the board onto a perpendicular surface, I don't think you're going to slide.
There's
very
gonna be a
far.
splash.
Maybe that's part of the game.
It's like, here he goes for his 10-pointer. Boing, there's the jump. And,
He's stuck out of the ground too.
A big
It's
splat.
Stonehenge. But you could have like the cannonball
No.
types where you have big rocks falling from really high.
The slip and slide goes like on a ramp, like a ski jump. Only the best players actually land in the 3-foot by 3-foot kiddie pool. Oh. And all around the 3-foot by 3-foot kiddie pool is you have, from one of our last
A big
episodes,
pool of blood.
you have snake spears sticking up out of the ground. Spears where the head of the spears are snakes. And so you go off, you go down the slip and slide, which goes up off the ramp into the air. And if you didn't calculate right and you don't land in the pool,
Is
yeah.
Snake Spear on your list?
no! That point for me.
You got it. It sounds like something out of a Rome theater or something.
How about a
game.
rock eating contest
Oh, for giants. Or no, for babies.
for the rocks?
For Sam Mawiney. I can eat more rocks than any of you guys.
Oh, they could eat themselves, like their own left arm. We could have a left arm eating contest,
Auto
So like a hot
cannibalism.
dog eating contest.
but with themselves.
So we're not eating
With
left-handed. They're eating
No,
their own
they're
left
eating
arm.
left arm.
How about just like a whole
Fuck yeah!
plate of left arms?
Fuck yeah!
And whoever eats the most left arms wins. Because in this episode we have not yet brought up eating people.
And maybe
the most
they are eating the
important recurring
Kardashians.
we we could be eating the Kardashians.
The Trumps and the
Kardashian?
Democrats.
Wait, go ahead, Rasmus.
The Trumps and the Democrats, they hunt them down and they chop them up, and we take the arms, and there you go.
The left arms go to the eating contest.
I love
and
it.
what's that guy's name? Joey Chestnut.
I love it.
And what's the other guy? Kabayushi.
So
Have a race to
whoever
get the most left
wins
arms.
will be the left arm eating champion.
Left arm eating.
Oh, the reason it's left arms is because some of the contestants are the people whose left arms you're eating, and they need their right arm to eat.
Is that on your list, Rod?
Yeah.
Retribution.
I think we need a ping pong competition, or table tennis, if you will.
I love ping pong.
I'm bringing in Forrest Gump.
Between Dumbledore and Gandalf.
Oh.
And there are no paddles involved.
They have to use their staves.
Just the ball and their magic powers. And with spells and counter spells, they send the ball back and forth.
I like it.
And yeah, that's about as far as I got with that idea.
We need more magicians in this one, man. They can't just be those two guys. I want David Copperfield in there.
Houdini. Houdini's ghost, perhaps.
David Copperfield, like
I want that little goblin dude from Harry Potter.
We could do the whole thing.
Oh, yeah,
in the Lord of the
Dobby?
Rings. But
Dobby!
but with
House
the
elf.
Harry Potter folks there, totally mix the Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter together. Have a bunch of elves. Have somebody, angry, like chewing on an elf shoe. Have some orcs on the side.
An elf arm.
Saruman would win.
Yeah, probably.
Bottom line.
Saruman's got great hair.
And he would actually,
It's
Saruman
on
would
fire.
prepare the elf shoes.
In the oven.
With the orcs serving them up, yeah. Like hors d'oeuvres.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to take a whiz.
No. Okay.
Please don't announce that stuff, because then I have to edit it out later.
I'm not going to
just-
take a whiz.
you
Never
just
mind.
go.
Everybody likes hearing it though.
So what about you have like a diving contest where in the middle of the dive you have to remove your Speedo and then put it back on. And who would be in that? Let's see. I'm going to have to say Rutger Hauer of... Do we all know Rutger Hauer?
Oh, man, he was in...
Blade Runner. He was the Blade Runner, dude.
and he was in something versus the Frog People. The Frog People were coming to eat everybody, and he had his shotgun. He was like the first Ash. He was Ash before Ash.
Yeah, he was a
this
weirdo.
This is my boomstick, man.
He was also the
Did he
Hitcher.
also do something called like
The
Blind
Hitcher.
Fury or something? The Hitcher
Oh,
too, but
that
there
was
was also
good.
like Blind Fury where he was a blind guy but with a sword.
Oh
Killed
yes!
everybody.
Oh my god, that
Saved
was
some
so
kids.
overrated.
There's another sport right there.
What's that?
Sword fighting.
Sword fighting with your Speedos off.
Fencing.
Nice.
Yeah, fencing.
Naked sports is always
So
good.
you gotta pull your underwear down. You gotta pull your underwear down and then pull them back up
I was
once you
gonna
do.
say, and the contestants are the Care Bears. They each have a sword. They can use their little power from their chest.
Oh, they have. Oh, okay.
Yeah, They got
It's a
some chest
naked
powers.
sword game. They could be wearing wizard hats and mithril armor, and they'll be running around killing each other, but they can't because they can't stab each other.
Because they have to
Mithril armor,
remove their
Yeah,
underwear.
that's true. It'd be very hard to score a point through
Their
mithril
underwear.
armor, but it would be a touche kind of situation. But then the mithril armor might actually inhibit their little chest powers.
But yeah, it could be a mithril armor bra kind of thing
Oh, a bra! I like that.
for women and men with man boobies.
Is that on your list? Mithril armor bra.
It is not the bra, but
That's hard to pronounce, man. Anyways, back to my underwear.
Oh, really?
it's a mithril armor underwear.
I want to talk about underwear more. I wonder why. So we have these sword competitions, and you have to be able to pull your underwear down and pull them back up, and then
everybody
you have
gets-
to pocket your
Everybody
Sword
gets
competition.
one optional sidearm besides your sword.
Yes.
Cannot be a gunpowder using thing. It can't be a gun or a laser or anything like that.
Can it be a
What's
bracelet
your
with
first
a
pick?
razor blade on it?
It can be a bracelet with a razor blade on it.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
That would be very hard to use.
That's for that reach from behind under the crotch thing. Whack.
Oh, so it's just a belt. It's just a belt, no underwear.
No, the
but-
bracelet is on your wrist. But since everybody's got their underwear around their ankles, if
Yes.
you're quick, you can get it done.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Yes.
You should have them on
I
your.
was gonna go for the Ninja Stars, and all of my Ninja Stars have peanut butter on them.
But
Peanut butter, no butt involved. Well, I guess you could hit a butt with a peanut butter covered.
Okay,
Ninja
so I'm
Star.
trying to figure out how those stick. Oh, they stick because of the peanut butter.
Butter.
Woohoo!
It's fun to hear them fly too, because instead of just like, it's like,
And whack.
Get peanut butter all over the place.
and then the field is also covered with Great Danes that come to lick the peanut butter.
Why aren't we doing this in real life?
I don't know. Get the jar of peanut butter.
Okay, my next sport is I'm going to Hidalgo. Hidalgo, man. We're gonna race across the Sahara Desert, right? And he brought the first
Mustang.
He brought the first Mustang to that race. Well, no, screw that, man. We're doing camel races, and for seeing in front and looking ahead of the Oasis and or the Mirages and all that, everybody's got an otter. or maybe a bag of otters, because when you send your otter ahead, if it's alive, it found an Oasis. If it's dead, it didn't. It found a Mirage. We haven't been naming a lot of, well, actually we have, a lot of characters, but for my camel races, who would you guys put on the camels that would last the longest?
Tom Hardy.
Who is Tom Hardy?
We know Tom Hardy.
I just know his face and
He
looks
did
very
Hardy.
masculine.
You know, he's Bane in the
He's
Christopher
very-
Nolan
that's right.
Batman.
He's very
movies.
masculine,
I know
and
who
he
I
takes
want on my camel.
masculine.
From The Revenant.
I've chosen my jockey for my camel. It's that guy from Street Fighter. That's the Indian dude that can do the weird things with his long arms. That's I can't remember his name, but that's my guy on my camel.
I'd like Dr. Octopus in a tutu on my camel.
Nice.
Cool. When your camel gets tired, you use 2 arms to pick your camel up, and 4 of your arms to just keep going.
I'm
guys
just
can
going to
take
use
turns.
Superwoman for all my things.
That was almost one. That's why I said I was going to keep cartoon characters separate. And then I thought, man, I'm going to keep superheroes separate. Because if you're doing fantasy football, let's say, okay, first thing I thought of was like, oh, I only need one guy on my team, Superman. I win. He like hikes the ball, catches the ball, throws the ball, gets the touchdown. Done. But then you could do all superhero teams. Now it gets interesting. You know,
mean,
like
Martian-
the Justice League versus the X-Men.
Right.
The Avengers versus the Fantastic Four. That could be tough because there's only 4 people in the Fantastic Four.
They would lose.
I don't know, man.
Just
They
throw
got the
Sam
ever
Mawhinney
loving
on the
blue-eyed
Fantastic
thing.
Four's team, and then they've got the advantage.
Who do they get?
Sam Mawhinney.
Oh yes,
The fabulous.
No, I say the Fantastic Four because they need more people. They get Galactus. They win. It's like what?
Well, then
The
you give
ref
DC
says-
Darkseid.
The ref says that score was out of bounds. I eat the planet. We win.
If DC had Darkseid, that might be a different story.
Who's Darkseid?
Darkseid's a really powerful dude.
Isn't he like the DC equivalent of Thanos?
Yes.
I thought he was just the dark side of the Two-Face guy.
No.
Two-Face?
No.
Yeah.
He's the ruler of a planet named Apocalypse. It's
Aptly named.
aptly named and a very bad guy.
I mean, his name's Darkseid after all.
That's right.
What did you expect?
Exactly.
Mr. Rogers?
Exactly. But he's like the equivalent of Thanos.
Darkseid.
He's really tough. Hard
You
to
can't beat the Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer comes in and he's...
Is this the Silver Surfer? Is that the Incredibles?
No, Silver Surfer is supposed to be about the same as
He's from
Superman.
the Fantastic Four, actually. is where he was
They're
born.
both the same tiered. Silver Surfer is oftentimes thought to be just a little bit stronger than Superman because he doesn't have the same weaknesses as Superman in terms of kryptonite, but they would probably both still fall to.
Have I mentioned in an episode yet where kryptonite came from? Because I don't want to waste our time if I did.
Krypton?
No. The idea of kryptonite. Going way off base here from the
Isn't it,
podcast.
isn't it an isotope?
No. Okay, in the original radio show of Superman, right? Comic books are just coming out. They're doing a radio show. There's no TV show yet. In the radio show of Superman and in the comic books at the time, kryptonite did not exist yet. They had one guy that did the voice of Superman. He wanted to go on a 2-week vacation, and they did an episode every week, live, right? Not recorded, okay? So he had to be there. So to give him his 2-week vacation, they invented kryptonite and they put him in a situation where the kryptonite was jacking him up and he could be gone for 2 weeks.
Wow.
That's where kryptonite came from.
And they're born. Another great idea.
Where did they
And if I'm wrong out there, you can always email me at thelistgame@cox.net and give me your side of the story. But I got my side of the story from Mr. Jerry Seinfeld, who I believe to be the Superman aficionado, whatever
Lover.
you want to call him. He knows the stuff.
Once again, vacation is the mother of invention.
Superman was put down? Was it really a vacation?
Well, the guy got to rest his vocal cords for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a break.
Speaking of Seinfeld, I think we need Michael Richards and, say, Kevin Hart on the same team of any sport, just to see how...
A bunch of comedians in the same sport.
That's even better. Rodney Dangerfield.
That's
Gilbert Gottfried.
Gotta have Ronnie.
Oh my God, Godfrey.
Totally.
Gilbert Gottfried, he needs to be like the announcer.
Oh, yes.
We need to hear the most of him.
It's got to be a baseball team because that way you have a lot of time to stand around and give each other shit.
Yeah.
just bag on each other left and right. I want Don Rickles as shortstop because he's going to throw out the meanest insults through the whole game. Richard Pryor is going to be my fastest runner on the team. If you don't get that, you need to know you're Richard Pryor.
I don't know Richard
His
Pryor.
head will be on fire.
He set himself on fire one time and was running down the street on fire.
Because he was doing freebase and things kind of got out of control. There was a little explosion, hair on fire, running down the street.
I love when he tells that story. what he was thinking and stuff. He's just like,
It's just hilarious. The dude's great.
Always wondered about the Gene Wilder Richard Pryor partnership. How much of Richard Pryor came out in that partnership, if he was or not?
Richard Pryor calmed himself down. for
Just
those
right.
movies.
That's what I'm thinking.
He had to hold back.
Yeah.
But the big idea guy was more Gene Wilder.
Right, for that particular one. So he was kind of dragged along and just as good, but in a different way.
And I got Louis Anderson as catcher.
I want Eddie Murphy on the team.
I think Peter Dinklage
Center
should be
field.
the ball.
The ball.
Sorry, Peter. We love you, man. But
That's-
you are the ball.
He drinks and he knows.
And then when Peter Dinklage is done being the ball, his name Kevin May?
Who is he?
Big, huge dude. so the pitcher can't even throw him.
Who's the bat?
Sam Mawinnie.
Ooh, I gotta make Bill Burr the bat. Bill Burr.
His mom's always calling him Slugger.
He's always waiting to knock it out of the park.
And he never disappoints.
Pete Holmes would be the coach. I don't know if you guys know who Pete Holmes is, but
Oh, Brigalow. What about Brigalow? Isn't that he's like, oh, so soft and he would be good as something to
Home plate.
beat up. Yeah.
Is that guy? Was that guy?
I think Borat would make a good referee.
There you go.
There we
Very
go.
nice, very
Back
nice,
to the
I like.
Speedos.
That one guy who's always
Back
drinking
to the
whiskey and
underwear.
cigars. I think something white.
yeah, Ron White.
Ron
Oh.
White. Yeah.
Is he playing or is he a coach or something?
He's just freaking hilarious.
He's got to be
Put
a
him somewhere on
coach.
the field. I don't care.
He's the grass.
He's the grass.
He complains about when the teams go from one place to another because the airplane was like a stick of gum. And he supplies the whole team with whiskey, of course.
Boxing matches between fast food icons. You've got Colonel Sanders in one
Now we're
corner
going somewhere.
and Ronald McDonald in the other,
Sanders and Ronald McDonald.
beating the shit out of each
Fun
other.
boxing match, man. What's the other kind where it's all...
Mixed martial arts?
Yeah, you know, Thunderdome.
With the king. The king from Burger King.
Oh,
The
yeah.
King from Burger King versus...
We could throw in Lucky the Leprechaun. The Tricks Rabbit.
Totally.
You can never
Silly
take him
Rabbit.
down.
Pain is for kids.
Oh, I mean, this is going back a ways, but nobody can beat the Sugar Bear.
We could have Jared from Subway.
Oh, definitely. Him and Kevin Spacey.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Jared with his footlong.
He loves his footlong, so.
Suddenly, it's not a fight anymore. Wait, he's taking him from behind. That's a weird wrestling hold.
I've been at it for 20 minutes.
Jared has produced a bottle of some kind of viscous liquid,
But
applying it to his weapon.
we need Flo from, what is it, the T-Mobile commercial?
No, she's from that insurance company.
Insurance,
Progressive.
yeah. Oh.
Insurance. And
Yeah.
no, you need
T-Mobile.
both flows together. I don't know if you get this is going back again. Flo from the Progressive commercials and Flo from Alice.
Flo from Owl.
Kiss my grits!
Oh no! Okay.
Flo from the Progressive commercials can actually turn into various vehicles and stuff, which makes her kind of like a transformer.
Turning into any motorized vehicle.
Unfortunately, whenever she gets the hiccups, like she'll want to be a sub Jeep or motorcycle or something, she turns into a jet ski, and she's just stuck there.
So here's something we haven't explored. Who are the cheerleaders for these events?
Yeah.
We need the Mormon Tabernacle Choir.
They just kind of stand there and open a book.
Them
team.
and some Bollywood dancers, maybe.
All in the circle on the giant pyramid of stones.
Giant pyramid of stones. Where'd that come
Well,
from?
you got to see your Bollywood to know where that comes from. If you haven't watched your Bollywood, then you don't know.
Yeah, it's purely aesthetic.
That's right. All the guys have blue skin.
How can you have Bollywood dancers without a stone pyramid?
True. Some of the Bollywood stuff nowadays has gotten kind of crazy. I was watching this clip where, like, I guess these guys were attacking some city, and so they had this tree that they had bent all the way back, and a bunch of guys got on it. They let the tree go, and they all go flying through the air, but they're all like attached, and they somehow made themselves into like these.
They were the human centipede of doom.
It was crazy, dude. And then they all come in and just start killing everybody. It was awesome. Bollywood's gone crazy.
Had to detach themselves from each other's asses and then do it.
It was amazing to watch.
Oh
really.
wow! Yeah,
How did they survive the
Spectacle
fall,
to
though?
behold.
Magical, I'm sure.
Bollywood
All
magic.
of Bollywood is magical.
They've got cow magic.
All right, well, I got to have Scarlet Johansson as a cheerleader. Whatever team she's cheering for, that's the only one they need. They don't need any more.
You know that's all
Oh.
cosmetics.
Well, that's okay. I'm all right with that. I'm just watching it on a screen anyway. Do it. But clone her.
Wasn't
The
she
whole team, be it football, basketball, baseball, rollerball, whatever you're going to do, and all the cheerleaders, and half of the crowd is all Scarlett Johansson clothes.
Both teams, the entire crowd, all the cheerleaders. It's all Scarlett Johansson.
And the sport is
Versus Lucy Liu and Lucy Liu's clothes.
the sport is competitive orgy.
Wet t-shirt contest.
With Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey sitting there and just like hanging out, not doing anything.
Just watching.
Strangely,
I think you would lose, you know.
Yeah.
strangely disinterested.
Yes.
Everybody would think they were about to play cricket because they all pull out their cricket bats, and it's like, well, wait, that's kind of a funny shaped cricket bat. Ooh, look what they're doing.
Why is your bat
orgy.
flexible?
Why does your cricket bat hum?
How about rock, paper, scissors between Nicolas Cage and Donald Fagen?
Oh, I like Donald Fagen. I mean, I like that you brought him in.
We couldn't
There's a lot
just
of
exclude Donald Fagen
Oh,
from
Donald
this
Fagen.
discussion.
Yeah, yeah.
And the prize is a trip to Bollywood, where you can watch the blue people in real life.
Donald Fagen looks like the last time I saw him, he looked like just a dirty old man playing on his piano, his keyboards.
We got to get Nicolas Cage in here somehow.
Of course.
I mean, he's the expert on just about everything, let's face it.
Actually, he is the UFC referee
Nicolas
for
Cage.
Muppets Thunderdome.
Is that on your list?
No! Blood point for
Good
me!
job.
Muppets Thunderdome! Woo! The part about Muppets Thunderdome that it's almost not worth doing is you know who wins every championship. Miss Piggy.
Like
I'd
Lucy
give
and
to her.
Charlie Brown in the football.
Yeah, he's gonna take everybody down. But I do want to bet some money on Sam the Eagle. He's slow, but he's like trying to take down one of the freaking statues at Easter Island.
As a
He
puppet.
ain't going down, man. You can sit there and beat on him all day, and he's just like, oh no, you know, I'm kind of like this Walter Cronkite kind of guy.
You can beat on him, you can beat off
Although
him.
the one match I've never seen in any Muppet movie, it's got to be Miss Piggy versus Animal, the drummer. Who would win?
What kind
In
of competition
Thunderdome.
is it?
It's Thunderdome. 2 Muppet center, 1 Muppet leaves.
Does Animal get to use his instruments?
Why not? I don't think he needs to. Then again, Dr. Teeth would be pretty formidable as well.
Dr.
Because
Teeth.
he's Dr. Teeth. Oh, and what about the Swedish chef?
Oh,
I like
Swedish
that.
chef. I like the Swedish
He's
chef.
gonna cook you up, man.
What about Beaker? All right.
I don't think Beaker would last long at all.
He's the sleeping giant of this whole
He'd be like,
equation.
Clap. Slap, he's down. That guy that juggles the fish. Oh, no, I know who wins. It's the big surprise at the end. Nobody thought of him. And of course, he came in disguise, and regardless of his huge proboscis, nobody recognizes him because they never do when he's in disguise in the Muppets or in any Muppet movie. The Great Gonzo.
Oh, yes.
He ends up being the winner. He's gotta be. Yeah, I know, I'm old.
Well, it's amazing you know all the characters from Sesame Street. I mean, I watched it, but I don't.
No, that's from the Muppets.
Oh, the Muppets.
The Great Gonzo was never in Sesame Street.
Oh, okay.
Animal was never in Sesame Street.
Okay.
Sesame Street, you got a little bunch of little pansies going. "Manah,
Okay, so talk about age. What about Kimba, the White Lion? Anybody? Oh, that's a good one.
Kimba the White Lion?
Kimba the White Lion is
Now, for those of you
the
who don't
ball.
know,
Is the ball in the
Kimba the White
baseball?
Lion, way before the Lion King.
Yes.
Still, to me, blows the Lion King away.
Absolutely.
It's like, what, the Lion King is like 2 hours long, right? And the whole Kimba story is like 72 hours long or something like that if you played them end to end.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
But I watched them.
And,
Yeah.
When I was a kid,
Yeah.
you had to know, you had to have that TV where, you only had the 3 or 4 channels, right? You
Yep.
had your ABC, NBC, CBS, and then you had,
UHF.
and you had to go to UHF, and it didn't go
Yeah, they
click,
did
click,
it.
click. You had to dial it like an old radio and squeal that sucker in
Yep.
to get yourself. That's where you got your Kimba and your Speed Racer. And what was that guy? There was this dude that it was like a Godzilla kind of thing, but he had a guitar over his back. I should say more like Power Rangers, like where the Power Rangers
okay.
come from. And the big monster would come into town, and he would flip his guitar around from over his back, and he would play this one chord. And then all of a sudden, he was like 7 stories tall, and he had a sword and stuff, and he was ready to fight. But the lion, Simba.
Kimba,
Sorry.
Kimba the
Yes,
White
Simba.
Lion
Yeah,
is
see?
the one.
That's when they did
Oh,
Lion
Simba.
King. They
Oh.
named the lion Simba.
Simba.
In I
Oh,
believe
okay.
it was not like so much stealing as a
Homage.
an
Yes.
homage.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was all
Kimba
Japanese
was
from
badass.
Japan.
And I was actually one half of one season of Kimba where Kimba could talk to humans.
I didn't know Kimba couldn't talk to humans.
Am I wrong? Am I thinking of something else?
Well, no, I just didn't think.
No, Kimba could not
Oh,
talk
could
to
be.
humans.
I just remember Kimba was kinda
couldn't
like
understand the
Lassie.
animals at all.
Okay,
No.
okay, huh.
But all of a sudden, it was like Kimba becomes Dora the Explorer or something. But no,
Okay.
it was actually good because it was a season that was full of intrigue,
Oh.
and it was like the James Bond of Kimba. There was like spies and stuff.
How about the Thunderbirds? Anyone remember the Thunderbirds?
Oh, man,
the marionettes?
The Thunderbirds.
The marionettes, they can
Now
play.
we bring back the Ninja Stars and the Duck Hunt stuff because
Well,
the Thunderbirds, like think about it, you're a marionette, man,
Yep.
right? You got strings.
One
And so-
expression, eyes set and rolling. That's it, man.
But if I got my Ninja Star, I can fling it at your strings, and if I cut your strings off, you drop down.
No, but they have powers. They have powers.
This is true. Okay.
They can still go beyond their
The
strings.
4 of you tell me your
Yes.
Thunderbird powers.
As we know from South Park. 'Cause South Park got rid of the strings, right? Didn't they?
Oh yeah, Team America.
Team America, yeah.
That's a good
I mean-
non sequitur, but I think we need drag racing between Count Chocula and Cap'n Crunch.
Nice.
Why hasn't
You
this?
and your
drag racing, I
Captain
didn't even
Crunch.
think of the cars they would have.
I think Cap'n Crunch would have a ship on wheels, even though it's not at all aerodynamic.
Ship on wheels.
You like those cereals, don't you?
I want to see the Cookie Crisp guy.
Cookie Crisp.
The wheels are made out of chocolate chip cookies, so he loses because it's like
He eats them before the race starts.
He eats them before the race starts. There's like a half a lap, and your wheels are melting.
Get a little crumbly.
Well, how far is Captain Crunch gonna get? He's on a ship.
Well, I don't know if
If
he's
the race
got
is on land, he's kind of.
if he's got wheels and sails, then that's all he needs. Maybe he's got a motorboat.
So no, he's only got wind power, right? Maybe. So about 3 feet behind Captain Crunch's ship, you got Grape Ape. He's big.
Blowing.
Yeah, he's blowing.
Captain Crunch.
Otherwise, you don't stand a chance against Count Chocolate.
True. He's got all the power of the chocolatey undead on his side. And then there's Frankenberry.
Oh, yeah.
Booberry.
What would Boo Berry be driving? Frankenberry, I can already...
A ghost car.
Frankenberry's got one of those 1970s cars that were on the stickers with the teeth and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the giant scoop sticking out of the hood higher than his head.
Is his head also sticking up?
I hope so. How do you see?
Yeah, it could be. They could be driving around on like a greased up radio or something with a bunch of cowboys watching.
My thoughts exactly.
Cowboys?
Cowboys as an
Cowboys?
audience, and it's a competition.
Give me a cowboy sport, because I'm bringing in...
Football.
I'm bringing in...
Oh, Cowboys.
Cowboys riding pigs, and they have to shoot
right.
down their opponents with
I'm bringing in
slingshots.
the whole cast from Bonanza. Everybody from every Clint Eastwood spaghetti western.
The man with no name.
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles,
There we go.
And we're having us a rodeo. We're having a rodeo.
Where all the white women at?
I thought we were supposed to be bucking Broncos.
I don't know if you noticed, but the new sheriff's black.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
I wish I had a German accent right now.
A German accent.
Oh, well now you can do the lady. What was her name?
The lady.
I want to have some fun.
Eva von Stoop.
I want to have some fun with a black
von
sheriff.
Stoop.
I don't know.
It's true. It's true.
They're always coming and going and going
And coming.
but always
Always too soon.
rape, murder,
Arson and rape.
and rape.
You said rape twice.
I like rape.
Gotta go back and get a shitload of dimes.
Okay, so that's the sport. In Blazing
Mambo.
Saddles, when they're putting together the giant team of villainy and scum and rapists and all that, they're going to destroy the town of Rock Ridge. Okay, so each team has their own town of Rock Ridge. And they start at the top of the mesa and they ride on down, making their clouds of dust. And the first team to destroy their town wins.
So the opponents are actually the townspeople.
No, they're the game pieces, if you will.
Okay.
The town could win. That's true.
So are they actually human?
There you go. It's like football. There's offense and defense. The offense are the guys coming to destroy
Right.
the town. And then that team's defense is the team in the town that the other team is going to destroy. Yeah, because you got to have that old lady that can knock out a horse with one punch. You know, they have
Mongo.
you got to have Mongo.
Mongo only pawn in game of life.
He was on the bad guys team. Well,
At
he
first.
switched in the middle of the
But
game.
yeah.
That's right.
Then Bart, or whatever the protagonist's name is, show some
One of
kindness.
the teams.
I don't know if any of you have seen the original Blazing Saddles, because there's a little section with Mongo in it that's not in there anymore that you can't find.
Really?
And it's the sheriff is like, it's when the sheriff is making Mongo join his side, and they do all of these spoofs on old Warner Brothers, like Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Oh, is that the one in which Bart delivers a candygram to Mongo?
Yeah, Candygram for Mongo.
Candygram for Mongo.
Candygram for Mongo. There's like 7 of them.
Me, Mongo.
Right.
So then one of the teams in the actual village or town, the defense, is what was that Clint Eastwood movie? Clint Eastwood is like the devil. He comes to protect this town.
Oh, High Plains Drifter?
High Plains
Plains
Drifter. And
Drifter.
they got that dwarf guy who's just
First,
like,
we're gonna paint the town
Yeah.
red. Oh, it's gonna look like hell.
Yeah, that's a fun movie.
High Plains Drifter. That would be a good, without even Clint Eastwood being there. That
Right.
group of people.
yeah, those like lying, wimpy
They didn't stand a
villagers.
chance, though. They didn't
Yeah,
stand
but he
a
got him going, and then like left him high and dry.
But they didn't stand a chance because they were all guilty.
Mambo is that black
You gotta
actress?
give a little kick and give a little push. Stick out your belly and stick out your tush.
We're doing the French
Blazing
mistake.
Wow.
Yeah, the French mistake.
So that goes back to the eating contest where, you know, you have Madeline Kahn doing her part, and we have to think of other ladies of the West that would join her. I'm thinking of the chick with the tattoos on her face from Hell on Wheels and stuff like that. And their eating contest is, of course, what's from Blazing Saddles that you would eat?
Beans.
Beans.
No.
Beans.
Schnitzengroup. Well, beans too, but you know. that contest ends in a different way. It's like, how do you score the points? Have some more beans, Mr. Taggart.
See if you can
I
blow
think
your
you've
underwear.
had about enough.
See if you can blow your underwear.
Would you
into
like some
space.
more Schnitzengruben? You do them both at the same time. And if you can eat your Schnitzengruben while you're inhaling the aftershock of eating the beans, then you win.
Now that's a grueling competition.
So do you blow your underwear with space of farts, or do you blow the underwear off your butt?
You can't say but. That's a scene.
The underwear in question is
Is it with the schnitzel or is it with the beans?
It's
the
better,
gas.
It's
Is that what
better
that's what I
than a
meant?
Speedo.
Sorry.
It's very tight and has an air lock seal.
Okay.
So with every
So the bubble is with you.
Schnitzengruben fart, it's who blows the biggest underwear bubble.
Okay.
And
Yes!
because
My
it is,
underwear is back
it
again.
is the methane situation. You do float, and who will break the atmosphere.
So
And
fart gas is lighter than air.
who will actually be able to travel to.
But as you rise into the
Places like the
stratosphere,
moon.
your underwear actually expands.
Of course, because the pressure is lighter,
Yes.
So you got to control, how much you're letting out at
Right.
any given time. Because
So you're like with your schnitzel,
Yes,
you're opening up the schnitzel patch in your front, in the
It's
front
like,
of the underwear.
yeah,
Yeah.
because, little bit too much. It's all there.
There's a lot of science and precision to floating through the atmosphere by way of your own farts.
You know,
not a matter
if
to
it
be
was
taken
easy-
lightly.
If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it.
Some people only make it to the ozone layer.
All right, you guys, we got over an hour with that. So you want to try to sneak in a couple more, or are we ready to count up some points?
Just count them up.
I'm ready to count.
Rod, what do you say? What do you got, Rod?
You never said it.
All right, so I got one for the fabulous Sam Mawini.
Yes, the fabulous Sam when he was a listening.
Well, there was no way anybody was going to catch that.
I thought of
He
that.
comes
after I
up
wrote
anyway.
it.
But that's
all
fine.
the time.
All right.
And then I got hula hoop battles.
Hula hoop battles.
I got glow sticks.
Glow sticks.
Skipping stones.
Skipping stones.
Injecting Mountain Dew. I think I was called on blood orange
That was-
Gatorade water.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if I was called on left arm eating champion.
You were. Kathy, what do you got for me?
Another loser today. I only got underwear in space barely in that last one.
Underwear in space.
And I did not do. Should I read the ones I didn't get through?
Yeah, because we're gonna bag on
Yes,
you. Go
like,
ahead.
good,
What'd
good.
you not use?
Okay, so I lost. I got hit on the pigskin McNuggets. It was a blade.
Pigskin McNuggets. You got.
And the ones I couldn't use, but thank you again for helping me. Home touch rundown. That was the
I tried to
I thank
line
you.
that one up.
I know, I know.
Home touch rundown.
pit trap in the end zone.
You had to talk about more about football for that one.
Yeah, hockey rink ice fishing, and Chuck E. Cheese.
I totally forgot. Chuck E. Cheese? You had Chuck E. Cheese and you didn't get it in?
I got to read more books. I
Oh,
realize
you
I'm not.
lose a
I'm not.
point.
I'm not
You
a
won't
liter-
find Chuck E. Cheese in any books.
I know, but I'm telling
Anybody
you.
else here would have loved to have Chuck E. Cheese in their hand.
I'm a failure.
That's an easy point.
The Mummy's Curse.
You got the Mummy's Curse?
No, I didn't. No, these are
oh,
ones
that's
I
right,
didn't
these ones you
get.
did.
I only got one
The
point.
Mummy's Curse, man.
The Mummy's
I haven't
Curse.
talked about going out into the desert in the sand.
Stone
Oh.
pyramids.
I opened that one up.
I was also trying to do the falling from the blimp, but I was
That's
trying.
in any football thing. There's a blimp over the game.
I was trying to do it with the rock. I was trying to put the rocks were falling from the.
You could have
and then-
anything falling from the
Segue.
blimp in a football
Oh, yeah.
game.
Okay.
All right. Rash, your first game.
Yeah.
What'd you get, man?
I'm pretty sure I got Splatter Pattern.
You got
and,
Splatter Pattern.
Greased Up Rodeo.
Greased up rodeo.
I tried the Mithril Armor, but you
you
hit
got
me down on that
high juice on
one.
that.
Yeah. Then what I didn't use, elephant pulled chariot races.
You didn't use elephant pulled chariot races.
No.
You gotta listen to more episodes, dude. That was a gimme. All right, yeah. Elephant pulled chariot
right.
races. All right.
Snorting the Shalt lines.
Snorting the chalk lines. You know, football and baseball, they mark the field in chalk.
and they snort it.
Yes.
That would be funny.
That's right.
If Charlie Sheen were on any of our teams, he couldn't help
All right.
it.
Well, you know
man.
what? It's Rasmus's first game, and we welcome you. And it does take a couple of games to really start.
So, the ones I got, Bollywood dancers,
Oh yeah.
the Eiffel Tower, slip and slide. I got called on powered swim fins. Carrie Underwood's teeth. I was surprised I didn't get caught on that one. Bracelets with razor blades on them.
Nice.
Not them.
Oh, you kind of
on
in
them.
yeah.
And counter spells. The only one I didn't get was rotating drum. I wanted to slip that in with animal and all. That's why I
didn't
started
write that
talking
down.
about.
It was supposed to be rotating drum circles.
Oh, yeah. I think it was just
No,
rotating
we typed it in
drum.
wrong. You know, in like a drum circle, everybody sits around and plays drums, and
Yeah.
it sounds like 7 pairs of tennis shoes in the dryer. Yeah.
And then of course,
I said the one ring. Did I get called on that?
No.
I don't think so.
I said hide the salami. I said
was
mudslinging. And then the camel races. Nobody called me on the camel races in the desert. And then the Velcro jockstrap. Blake beat me by 2 points. Well, once again, we wind up another episode of the List Game, brought to you by Stanko Vision. Next week, prepare yourselves for the high seas. Arr. Get your pirate voices on. As we sail the high seas as pirates on the List Game next week. Keep your cosmos clean.